So I wanted to make this video address my sons about women, okay? Because women are going to be a primary motivator for you, most likely, unless you're gay, which I'm cool with, okay? But if you're not gay, women will be a primary motivator for you in life. And I wanted to give you my take on women. Now, this may come off as misogynistic. I really don't give a shit, boys. I have my views, and I'm comfortable in them. And I've never given a shit about what anybody else thinks of me, sometimes to my detriment. But I don't hate women, okay? Not particularly fond of most of them. I would say 80% are probably not worth acquainting yourself with them. And who knows, man? I mean, that probably goes, both ways. I mean, there's just a lot of shitty people in the world. Not gonna lie about that. So, with women, they may only have 20% of the men are worth, going after. Can't speak to that. So, not misogynistic, but I'll go over a couple of beliefs here that probably will get me labeled as such. First of all, I don't think women should be in combat roles in the military. I don't think they should be street cops. I have no doubt that there are many women out there who, through a sense of patriotism or civic pride or wanting to help, go into those professions. I can't fault their motivations. Okay? I can only fault what I can see. I just watched a video today where this female cop, God bless her, had her gun taken from her by a criminal. And I see this is an isolated incident. Not saying it's super common, but it happens. Women, just in general, cannot physically do the job. There are some women who can. I'm not going to say there aren't women out there who could whip my old ass. I'm sure there are. But in general, women are not as strong as men. And it goes beyond that, though. Even the ones who are physically strong, women and men are different. We are different in our brains. We're different in our chemistry. Women have a very important role in society. They are just as important as men. They are the caregivers. They are the mothers. They are the ones who, in the world I come from, keep the household running. And that is not an easy job. Many times I think just going to work, doing construction was the easier job than my wife had. The internal qualities that make them great at those jobs are also the double-edged sword, that sort of disqualifies them, in my opinion, from combat roles or frontline police work. They don't have the killer instinct. They want to soothe instead of scold for the most part. Their natural inclination through genetics and culture is to compromise, to get along. These sometimes can be benefits. But when they're not, things go really fucking wrong, okay? A man won't hesitate for the most part. If you got to put hands on somebody to do your job or defend somebody, you'll do it. You got to kill somebody, you'll do it. Be that on a foreign battlefield or during some violent criminal activity in our country. I really think that the whole equality, equal opportunity ideology has served women poorly. I think they're happier when they get to stay at home. I think every human being is happiest when they find their niche, when they find the role that they are best suited to. Be that in a family, a profession, or whatever. So, yeah. I'm not saying women shouldn't be in the police, okay? They can be homicide detectives. They can be administration. They can do property room. Anything that doesn't put them on the front lines and possibly have to deal with a aggressive and violent individual. It's for these same reasons that I don't think women should be able to vote in our elections. Women are emotional creatures by design. They are not able to put, in most cases, the greater good ahead of what they view as situations or peoples that deserve sympathy. No, I do not think that women would be good at running the country. They're just too soft. That doesn't, however, make them any less valuable human beings. Recognizing the strengths and weaknesses of the different sexes isn't a bad thing. Women are amazing. Humanity can't go on without them, just like humanity can't go on without men. They just shouldn't be in charge. And you want. I mean, imagine if Kamala Harris had won the election. Jesus Christ. She would have been calling Uber rides for the immigrants. Most people do not want a woman in charge. Now, I will say that on a business level, the best boss I ever had was a woman. But that was not in a position where people could maybe get hurt or lose their lives, or she was just a very charismatic woman who was willing to work with a father who had young children, and so consequently, I worked really hard for her. So again, women are not lesser. Women are different. Unless she is acting like a man, there is no excuse to ever put your hands on a woman. It's something that cowards and weaklings do. If a woman said, unless she puts hands on you, man, you have no business touching her, no matter what she says or does. I have only hit a woman one time in my life. Wish I hadn't had to do it. She was just going nuts. She attacked a cop too, so if that tells you anything. I mean, in the same setting, you know, she was trying to wail on me. I defended myself. Then a cop comes up. I'm thinking, oh shit, I'm getting ready to go down to jail, and then she attacks him. Thank God. I probably would have gone to jail. Because, you know, the man is always guilty. It's just a sad fact of the zeitgeist we find ourselves in. So yeah, you never hit a woman. Perhaps it is enlightening to look at the different motivations of men and women, the primary motivations. With women, it is safety and security. And that's because of two reasons. One, they're the weaker sex, and there are bad men who will take advantage of them if they don't have a male protector. And two, again, you know, that's just their nature. I'm not trying to paint all women as a monolith. I hope that I'm making that clear. There are women who are stronger than me, who are more rational than me. They're just very few and far between. I'm a 5'11" male. I weigh 185 pounds. I've got a little bit of experience in fighting. I think my odds are pretty good if you just picked a random woman out of the population and said, okay, fight. You know, I wouldn't do it, but I think that, you know, my odds would be pretty good. I don't think most women know how to fight. They know how to pull hair and scratch. Yeah, and there are some who are like, you know, MMA, you know, fighters. I saw one, I think it was in Brazil, some scumbag tried to mug a woman or whatever, assault her, and he didn't know she was an MMA fighter, and she just whipped his ass. Good for her. I wish my daughter had those skills. My daughter is not a fighter at all. So that's not going to happen. My daughter needs, you know, a strong man. But you know, women, they want to have the babies. They want to have the secure home. And that's fine. You know, that is what they are designed to do. They're going to gravitate towards men who can provide those things for them. I wish they would also equally gravitate towards men who weren't abusive. But that's, you know, that's just what it is. That's that women being a rational thing. If a man will lay hands on you once, he will do it 100 times. Again, unless she's acting like a man and coming at you, you're a punk coward if you put your hands on a woman. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. Yeah, they can be really aggravating. I have to say that honestly, my life is a lot more calm without them in it. But I don't have anybody in my life. I don't like people. But if I had to deal with a human being, it'd be a man instead of a woman. Women just play too many fucking games, man. Looking for that sympathy card and justifying their bad behavior. Christ. I am very glad that I'm out of the dating game. Put it that way, man. The women these days, like I said, there's probably 20% of them are good. Since my divorce, 7, 8 years ago, I think I've probably dated dozens of women, and I've had 2 that I think were good quality people. Most of them were just very transactional, which, this is how women are, and in a larger sense, how people are. They want safety and security and money. Men want sex. That's just the truth about life. If you're one of the 10 people who regularly watches my videos, no, I'm not bald. I'm not going through chemotherapy. I just take it down to the skin every so often, especially on the day before fall. And with it getting down into the 50s this weekend, I feel like fall has finally arrived. Thank God. So anyhow, yeah, that's my thoughts on women. Not good, not bad, just different and deserving to be cherished if they want to be in the role of being cherished, which isn't a free ride. They got to do stuff too. So, cook, clean, what have you. I can cook and clean for myself. So, and when you get into your mid-50s, sex and romance just isn't a real big motivator anymore. I'd love to find a woman I could talk to about, Bukowski and Sartre and Camus and zombie movies, guns, what have you. But that's probably not going to happen for me. So, and I'm okay with that. I was with a lot of beautiful women in my life, believe it or not. At one time I was a good-looking man. At one time I was in my 20s. So it's not like I never drank from that punch bowl. But now the punch bowl is mostly empty. And I don't know, the juice isn't worth the squeeze, as they say. So my sons, that's my thoughts on women. I sincerely hope that each of you find the one in that 20% who will also respect you and take care of you, be loyal to you, and in return, you should do the same. It's not a one-way street. Happy holidays. And to my daughter, if you watch this, sweetie, I love you to death, and I hope you don't think any less of me for this. These are just my thoughts. Love you all.